little rough patch right there. See, I had a little problem back here in the back. It was starting to give me a bird's nest. So you know your boy had to do some recon to figure out exactly what went wrong with that stitching. When you are embroidering and digitizing, it's really important that when you run into an issue, you understand what caused that issue and understand how to fix that issue. Boom, wait a minute, just like that. Boom, 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 just like that. A-Dubb Productions, just like that. Like, comment, subscribe, just like that. Boom, wait a minute, just like that. A-Dubb, you ready? Wait a minute. So I asked you guys for 100 likes, and you guys gave me 100 likes within 24 hours. I thought that was going to be a difficult thing to do because normally it is, or maybe it's not, I don't know. But I need 100 likes in 12 hours for the next, I don't know which video I'm going to do. It's probably going to be a surprise, and it's probably going to involve this hoop right here and something that I want to show you guys with this hoop right here. Yeah. No, not this hoop. I'm sorry. This hoop right here. So give me 100 likes in 12 hours and we'll do something with this interesting looking hoop right here and the Brother SE600, right? Hint, hint, hint. You can reposition this hoop. So yeah, 100 likes, 12 hours, and I gotta be honest with you guys, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this hoop. But I'm gonna figure it out. If you guys give me 100 likes in 12 hours, then I have to figure it out. I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Don't forget to visit the merch store, allanaway.com. You guys wanted to see how I embroider on towels. I did this several different ways, and it boils down to what works for you, and I'm going to show you what works for me, guys. So I have my 4x4 hoop with the PE800, right? Because you can buy a 4x4 hoop for the PE800. So I'm going to use this. I have my trimming scissors, and I have my thread, right? So one thing you want to take note of, it's an old towel, by the way. One thing you want to take note of is you want to use the same color thread for the knockdown stitch, because we are going to do a knockdown stitch because this is really, really fuzzy, and the area that we're going to embroider on is going to be the fuzzy part, and I want to show you guys how to do it on a fuzzy part. You can do it right here, you can aim and stuff like that, but this is all you're going to need. All you're going to need, right? I watched a bunch of videos, people do it different ways, and this is the way that I like to do it, so this is the way I'm going to show you guys, and there's a method to my madness. But let me jump into the software and show you guys how to create the file in our program, Chroma Luxe. If you're interested in buying Chroma Luxe, use my Racoma link down in the description below to inquire about Chroma Luxe. But let's get into the MacBook Pro and see how we create this file.
A-Dubb Productions.
In Chroma Luxe. Get familiar with Chroma Luxe, guys. If you guys are interested in Chroma Luxe, once again, use my Racoma link down in the description below to inquire and get yourself a copy of Chroma Luxe. All right, so we've already hit this button right here to create a new document or a new canvas, if you will. There's several ways to do this. I'm going to show you two different ways. I'm going to show you the easy way, and then I'm going to show you the way I do it. All right. So another thing I wanted to show you guys is up here you can select a hoop, and like in this case I manually put these in. You got the hoop size for the PE800 and the hoop size for the SE600. I'm going to use a 4x4 hoop, and that just displays a frame so you know how big your design should be to keep it in that hoop. So that's handy. I don't normally use it, but for this instance, to show you guys, I'm just going to keep it on the screen. All right, so you click on the text tool and you just click anywhere in here, right? Now, what confused me about Chroma is I would try to type like right here and it wouldn't type, right? So what you have to do is actually go over here and type what you're going to type in. So in this case, I'm typing in A-W, A-A-W, all right? And I press OK. All right, so Those are my initials right there. Had to think about that for a second. All right, so those are my initials, right? So hypothetically speaking, say you just wanted to embroider this on a towel, right? So what I would do is I would space it out a little bit, maybe like give it 30%, and space that out, space out the letters a little bit, and I would do something like I would take out the parallel and just have a center stitch, and then I would also add some pull comp on there. I'll probably put it on like 110, and we're pretty much ready to embroider. And just for, I like to do this right here in command. Wait, 1 second. Yeah, for trim, this is if you're using a commercial embroidery machine, you can trim between characters. So that means like in between the A and the A, it will trim, and in between the A and the W, it will trim. But it's not going to do that on the Brother SE600 or the PE800. You have to do that method that I showed you guys in yesterday's video, which is changing the text to different colors. But we're not doing that. All right, so back to what we're talking about. So you have this right here, and this towel is really, really fuzzy, so we want to kind of create a knockdown stitch. So in Chroma, you can double click on the text, and you can go down here to Utility and create nap blocker. All right, create nap blocker. And what that's going to do is, I'll just keep it on 15. What that's going to do is that's going to give it like an outline. I'm going to show you guys. See? So what's going to happen, and you can click right here to show the simulate the sewing order, and it's going to stitch out. Watch this. So that's how it's going to stitch. It's going to do that, then it's going to do that, and it's going to come in, and it's going to do the final thing. All right, you can do it like that. You can do it like that. That's one way, and you can get it done like that, but I'm not going to do it like that. I don't like to do it like that. I prefer to do it the way I like to do it. So what I do is I create a rectangle, an ellipse, a circle, hold my hand on command, so it's even, right? Let go, and in Chroma you come over here, turn this to a fill, and you actually got to have it highlighted. That might help. Turn this to a fill, and border 0, okay. So right here we have our black circle, but this is just a black circle. It's not actually a digitized image. I'm showing you guys a little bit of digitizing here just in case, like, you guys are asking for it. This is the boring part. All right, so with this highlighted, I'm going to click right here on the automatic digitizer, and it's going to turn that into a stitch, right? So then I'm going to come over here, click on artwork, and delete my artwork, and there's our back stitch right here. You can click on this little 3D square right here, and it'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, so that's not actually our back stitch. That's actually a tatami stitch. So this is what I'm going to do. I take this circle and I make this circle into a tack down stitch, which is double click on it, do the same thing, utility, create nap blocker, right? I put mine on 15 for whatever reason, I just do. And then I remove the first fill stitch. That is our background, our nap blocker, all right? That's going to be our knockdown stitch for our towel, all right? That's how I do it. And then I grab my text tool, and I click inside the nap blocker, right? And then I do the same thing, A-A-W, put my percentage in. What did I have it on? 30 for the spacing, right? Okay. I know you guys are thinking it's too big. All right, so with it being too big, you don't want to adjust it right here. You want to adjust it right here. You're real tempted to come over here and like grab the handles right on the side and like drag it in and out. That's not how you do these stitches in here. You have to adjust it by the number. All right, so let's neaten this up first. First, I'm gonna put this down to 32 for the density. All right, matter of fact, let's just make it 30 for the density, make it nice and thick and full. And then I'm going to go over here, take that parallel out, put a center line. And I'm just going to shoot through this real fast, guys, because I just don't want to make this video too long. All right, so boom, there's our design right there, but I want this to go inside, so I'm going to come over here, right, and I'm going to use kind of like a monogram stitch. So I just click on the side right here. It brings up all of my different fonts that I can use, and I'm going to find one that looks like a nice monogram. I'm going to use, here's my monograms right here. I'm going to use this one, classic monogram joint, monogram 1. Okay, and there it is right there in the middle. And as you guys see, it's real small. So I'm going to put it on like, what should I put it on? 1.2. Let's see what that looks like, what size that is. All right, that's pretty okay. A little bit bigger. 1.50. Okay. All right, that looks good to me. That looks like a good size. So boom, right, just angle it, make sure it's in the center. That looks good enough for me. So once again, let me make sure everything is the way I want it to be. Density went back up. I had that on 30, right, for the text. And then I had the pull comp on 110, right? And what else did I have? I had that parallel off and center line on, and that's it. That is pretty much our image that we're gonna put on here, right? Only thing left to do is I want to change the color of the fonts, the text from the knockdown stitch. Just so as the machine is embroidering, it'll stop after it's done the knockdown stitch and won't go straight into the text. So I'm gonna change the color of that, and boom. Just change to whatever color, doesn't matter. All right, so there's our file. We just want to save it, save as, and you save it as .pes because that's the file that the Brother SC600 and the PE800 take. And I'm just going to put down towel test, save it on the desktop. And you put that on a flash drive and we are ready to go, cooking on gas, all right? So, yeah. That's it. Let me show you how to hoop our towel. Very, very different from what everybody else does. I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for this because people are like, no, do it this way, do it this way. I've tried it the other ways, and I want to show you guys on my channel what works for me and the way I do it. All right, so this is the way I do it. Might not be the right way, might not, I don't know, but what is the right way? Who makes the right way right? It's what works for you. All right, so this is what works for me. Let me show you.
Hey Dub Nation, it's your girl Kaveen Jador, and you are tuning into A-Dubb Productions. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
So this is how I get my joint walking. This is how I get it popping on here. Like this is how I do mine, right? Let me show y'all real fast. Boom. All right, so I got my towel right here. This is really, really different. Like I said, you don't see any stabilizer right here. This is how I do it, and I'll tell you guys the reason why I do it like that. It's because it's a towel, and I don't want anything on the other side of the towel. I just want my fabric, and that's it. So hoop this very, very tight, very, very carefully. Took me some practice, took me a few times, but this is how I like to do it. And I like to embroider on the nap right in the corner because I think that's where it looks the best. And guys, in my opinion, the best towels to do this on is white because white hides the most imperfection, and this type of stuff is not going to look pretty in the process, but after it's done, it looks really nice. All right, so see there's a little gap in the bottom. Push it in, and that's how I normally do it. I'm trying to adjust it after I hoop it, and you shouldn't do that. All right, boom. Wait a minute. Just like that. All right, boom. All right, tighten that up as much as you can. And let's put it in the embroidery machine, just like that. This is one of the only instances that I don't use stabilizer, guys. And it is a little tricky. It does look a little weird when it's stitching out, but at the end, you'll see that it's cool. Watch. All right. Let's put this in our machine.
A-Dubb Productions.
We got the PE800. Stop playing, you see it. All right, so foot's up, and we want to put this down flat. Slide it underneath the foot, like so. Position it. Make sure it's not hanging off the back like mine is. Just fight with this thing. and hoop it in. All right. Make sure everything is good to go. All right, and we are cooking on the gas. Look, we turned our machine on, didn't even do all that. All right, boom, we're good. Cancel that. All right, so on our screen, we're gonna navigate to our design. I don't even remember what folder I saved it in. I think I saved it on Client Designs. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Boom. Wait a minute. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go back a little bit. It's an 8-minute stitch out. Really, really easy. Really, really simple. I'm going to go back because I want to trace it because I want to see exactly where it's going to fall. All right. So I'm going to trace it and I'm going to show you guys how to reposition it. I'm repositioning the camera, sorry, on the fly. So the bottom most part of our design, hit that button right there, is going to be right here, uppermost part. All right, side, other side, and that's where it's going to fall. All right, that's a good position for me. All right, that's a good position. Looks good to me. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to embroider now. Hit embroider. Oh, well, actually, how about putting in some thread? That might help, right? So, as you guys can see, this is the closest thread I can find to this. It looks pretty good. Looks close enough to me. A little colorblind, guys, but we'll see how it works out. All right, thread our machine. Boom, boom, boom. Guys, sometimes you just got to test stuff out. You don't have to plan it or anything like that. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to make mistakes, especially when you are learning how to do something. Don't beat yourself up and think everything has to be perfect. Practice is for practicing, right? So that when it's time to do it for somebody, you actually know how to do it and know what you're doing. Now notice how close this is. It's actually on the actual fabric. Now, it can potentially move a little bit if you didn't tighten this up a little bit, but even if you did tighten it up a little bit, it can potentially move, but don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. I promise you. In the end, it's going to be fine. Now, let me press embroider and let it start embroidering, doing that knockdown stitch. Don't worry, guys. It's going to be fine. I promise you. I promise. Sometimes when this part is happening, it looks like crap. I'm not gonna lie to you, but in the end, it always looks good. And the best fabric to do, the best color to do this on is white, because white hides all of the mistakes. But you guys will see what I'm talking about. You guys see what it's doing? This part right here is flat, it's becoming flat, and that is what we are going to embroider on. The knockdown stitch or the nap stitch, whatever it was called in chroma. Just put some thread over top of this and pushes it down so that it gives us a flat surface to embroider the rest on, and this knockdown stitch is permanently embroidered into the towel. That's why you want to pick the same color as the towel. You can get fancy and do another color if you want to. It's gonna probably look terrible and I wouldn't advise it, but hey, it is what it is. All right, so being as though this is so close to the fabric and it's actually like sliding on the fabric, you're gonna notice some bulges and stuff like that. Don't worry about it, don't sweat it. I've done this before, and just trust the process. Just watch me all the way through here. All right, guys, approaching the end, and you guys see what I'm talking about. Like right behind the fabric right here, it created kind of like a bulge that looks like our hoop is getting loose, like right here. See that bulge? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Totally ignore that. All right. So now it is time to change threads. All right. So looking good so far. You see what it created, a whole knockdown area. So we're just gonna change our thread right here. All right. Change our thread. take this out, and I usually use white or black only. In this case, I'm going to use white because I think white would look better on this. All right, so let's put some white thread up in here. All right, and guys, don't forget to, I guess it's okay for me to tell you guys, even though it's like a long time away, like especially to talk about something like this, but don't forget to stay active, guys. Next month, someone's going to get a cameo. Someone's going to get a cameo 4. So make sure you guys stay active. Next month, someone is going to get a cameo, courtesy of our friends over at Heat Press Nation. And the month after that, we got Heat Transfer Warehouse jumping in the mix, and we'll see what that month is going to offer. We will see. Maybe somebody will get a Walla, what you call it, a Walla press. We'll see, right? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Press the button. Let us start embroidering the rest. Looks like nothing right now, right, guys? All right. Trust the process. Trust the process. Chill out and just let the machine do what it's going to do. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Instagram.com/adubbproductions. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook. Facebook.com/adubbproductions. Don't forget to follow me on my second YouTube channel, Facebook.com/Allan Wade. You have to follow all those social medias, including Twitter. Follow me on Twitter too. Twitter, A-Dubb Productions. Twitter, Allan Wade. I got 2 of them, but you know, whatever. Twitter, not so much. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Make sure you're following me on Facebook. Make sure you're following both of the YouTube channels to be eligible to win. And most importantly, make sure you're active. Hit that thumbs up button. And I will tell you next month which criteria of the criteria that I told you guys on my when we hit 50,000 subscribers, it's gonna be for next month. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right. You guys see what I'm talking about now? It's starting to come together, right? You guys are starting to see it now, right? Starting to really see it. At first it looked a hot mess, right? But then it starts to come together, right? And I like to do it like this because you get the monogram, and on the back side, you don't have to worry about any stabilizer or anything, because at the end of the day, this is still a towel, right? So, I mean, you can tear off the stabilizers if you use tearaway stabilizer. You can cut off the stabilizer if you use cutaway stabilizer, but it's a towel. You don't want any of that on there. I don't want any of that on there, so that's why I choose to do it like this with no stabilizer. Just hoop it up. I've seen some people put the stabilizer on here and then like do the spray-on adhesive. That's fine, but then after you take that towel off, you gotta peel off the spray-on adhesive. Something gets stuck on the towel or whatever. I don't want to do any of that. So I tried it this way. It worked. I like it. I've done it for people for presents. You use less material because you don't have to worry about stabilizers or anything. You just simply hoop it. It's like you can get your machine, you got some thread, and you can start making money doing this right now. Don't need any stabilizer or anything, all right? Little rough patch right there. All right, guys, and just like that, we are done. Little rough right there. That didn't trim all the way, but let's take it out and see what we got. All right, let's see what we got, guys. Let's see what we got. Drum rolls, please. Oh, look at that. Oh, how you doing? Oh, hello, Mr. Monogram. How are you? My name is Allan. My name is Allan A. Wade. What's your name? Oh, Mr. Monogram, you look pretty cool. Let's unhoop you, Mr. Monogram. So that is the easiest way that I find to monogram on a towel. Best part about it, trim those stitches and you're pretty much done. Voila. See, I had a little problem back here in the back. It was starting to give me a bird's nest because this area right here, the letters were too close together. So yeah, but you can trim that right there. Just trim it off. And the problem with this right here, guys, is I'm not gonna lie to you. This could potentially be a problem because as I'm trimming this right here, the threads in the front could loosen up. But this has never happened to me before, but I want to be fully transparent with you guys. So there is an issue right here, right? There is an issue right there, but this is the first time this happened to me because I normally just do the initials or a different type of monogram. No, normally it's bigger. Normally my monograms are bigger, and this one is kind of small. So that right there was really, really close. Like the W part, this end was really, really close. So like, and the density was up high. If I would have lowered the density, I probably would not have had this issue. Alright guys, so you know your boy had to do some recon to figure out exactly what went wrong with that stitching. And like I said, change this letter up, right? And nothing. Don't mind the stains in the towel, it's an old towel guys, but had to figure out what the issue was. I made the text a little bit bigger, changed the last letter just for curiosity's sake, because see how this W is all scrounched up together? What you could do to eliminate that problem if you have to use a W is reduce the density. I had mine on 30. I should have took it down. I actually kept the same density on, actually no, this was I think it's like 35, I think, but no bird nesting, nothing, everything came out good. Just wanted to show you guys and encourage you guys that when you have issues, the way you get better is figuring out what went wrong and experimenting, right? So yeah, fix that. Little issue obviously at the end of that embroidering, but when you are embroidering and digitizing, it's really important that when you run into an issue, you understand what caused that issue and understand how to fix that issue. So I'm glad that happened. Rather than you guys just watching me do a video and everything be smooth, I'm glad this happened because I'm going to tell you guys what caused that and how you can avoid it, right? So that happened because if you guys remember in Chroma, I think I lowered my density down to 30. I should have kept it to at least 35 or about 37 maybe because of the size of the text and how thick the lines were. These consumer grade embroidery machines, at least the SE600, the PE800, they can't handle lines crossing and too many colors overlapping, and you're gonna get the hoop jumping and stuff like that every single time, like you have too many colors on top of each other. So you want to try to avoid that as much as possible. In this case, we had too much density, and that made the needle have problems passing through and embroidering that specific part, so the thread was starting to pile up at the bottom. But lucky thing, we were right at the end of the design, so we were able to save the design. But recognize what the issue is and understand how to solve that issue so you don't have to have those issues, right? So what I could have done, like I said, is lower down the density by increasing the number. That would have let the machine lay down less stitches in those lines, right, in that satin stitch, and that could have eliminated that issue. The other thing that would have helped if my design was bigger, if my design would have been bigger, then that potentially would not have happened, guys. So overall, we were able to save the design. It's not a total loss. You guys saw how I did it. I'm glad we made that mistake, so that you guys understand when you have bird nesting how to rectify it. All right, so learn from my mistakes, guys. Don't cut the stuff out of the video for a reason, because if you guys are trying to learn, you guys need to see the ugly stuff, because it's going to happen to you. It's going to happen to you, and you're going to be like, why is this happening, right? So this is reality. This is reality in doing anything, and this is definitely reality in embroidery. And you don't see it on other channels because they want to be perfect. This happens. If they say it doesn't happen, they're lying. Why do you think they always say, during the perfect videos, they'll say, make sure you test your design? Yeah, but they don't show you when they test their design, and they don't show you the mistakes that they make, right? And I did this on the fly, one take, hadn't done one of these in a while, and it came out okay, little hiccup, but now you guys understand and now you guys can rectify that issue if you have that issue. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and guys, let's jump into some Cameo stuff, guys. Let's jump into some Cameo stuff. Let me familiarize, get back in the Cameo groove and showing you guys, the different things that you can do in Silhouette Studio, and let's press some heat transfer vinyl and explore some. That stuff is fun, man, especially with the different types of vinyls. You got brick, you got flock, you got puff, right? I want to do some puff HTV, some wire cut puff, and some brick vinyl. I've only done one video on both of those, and I want to explore some more. All right, so stay tuned for that. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me on all social medias, guys. This hat is going to be in the store soon. I'm going to make it really, really inexpensive for you guys, so make sure you guys check that store out soon. Sometime next week I'll put it in there. Maybe even this week, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Just keep on checking back and see. But don't forget to visit the merch store, buy yourself a channel, merch, help support the channel, get some embroidery files, and I'll see you guys on the next video, man. That's enough talking for now. Peace.
Turn up that, crank it up. Why listen to the rest when you're rocking with the best, baby? This right here, this right here.